Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys today? It's me, Tahili Seely, and it's that time again, Thought for Tuesday. So, today's Thought for Tuesday, I wanted to share with you something that's been on my mind over the last few days, and that is honoring our past or honoring your past. And what's been on my mind with that is that I've been thinking um, particularly last Thursday. Last Thursday was a public holiday here in Trinidad, and the holiday was Corpus Christi, the body of Christ. And even if you're not religious, the thing is, the two words, corpus and Christi, they represent something significant. Corpus meaning body, Christ, and it was a special day. That day in particular, I was privileged to be submerged in water for the first time in whew, I would have to say several months. Um, Once at the pool, and then I went to on a hike, and I was able to go in fresh water, and it was lovely. It was a beautiful experience. But it's what was significant was what the feeling brought to me. I had a sense of being reborn, and it was significant because on that specific holiday, Corpus Christi, twice in one day, I had been submerged in water, and it really brought to mind the fact that the person that I was, and earlier this year, is no longer. Um, and when I came out of that water again, I did feel like I had an experience where I went through a period of rebirth. um, so how does that tie into honoring our past, or your past, or my past? Well, basically, what it represents. So for me, when I think back of the Tahili that I was 3 or 4 months ago, I was on a high. I was experiencing many things. I was recognizing the physical empowerment. I was recognizing physical empowerment. I was achieving things that I didn't think was possible for me to ever achieve in my life, and it was a fantastic experience. And I got somewhat derailed earlier this year. I was on a high note, and in that note, that moment of bliss, I had an encounter that changed everything for me, but not in a negative way. In the beginning, I thought it was negative, and I was like, well, why? And now that I look back at it, I can honor that period in my life. I can honor that period in my life because it's shaping me into who I am now. And honoring our past is important because when we put the old selves to rest, the Tahili that I was yesterday, when I went to bed last night, she died. The Tahili that I am today is not going to be the Tahili of tomorrow. Every day we evolve very slowly. There are subtle changes that take place in our body, our hair, our eyes, our skin tone, our thought process, our spirituality. Every day this happens, but it's so subtle. It's like as the world turns all the time, but the shifts are so subtle we don't realize that we're in a process of evolution. And likewise with our own physical, spiritual, and mental selves, these shifts are so subtle. I don't think we realize that every single day we are being born again, we are being renewed and refreshed. And I think it's very important to honor our past, not just our past, but our past selves, who we were yesterday, the experiences that we had, the failures. All these things are important because what they do is to take us one step forward in the right direction. It's not necessarily a bad thing. So yesterday I was speaking with a client, and of course, for most people Mondays are a bit of tough, and I like to make workouts on Mondays a little more challenging, specifically because it's Monday, and Monday is not a reason to feel down. It's a reason to be up and peppy, and to realize you can make stuff happen. So therefore, the best way to realize you can make stuff happen is to shake yourself up and be like, okay, it's Monday, it's Monday. It's as opposed to, oh God, it's Monday. So I like to shake things up, right? So that's what I do in my online coaching classes. So anyway, so she came to class. She arrived late in class, even though it was online and she was from home. And then, she admitted, she woke up late. She was conflicted about doing the class because she just felt so tired and she just didn't want to. And then she did the class and she was so grateful because she just realized, it really created a mental shift for her. 3 months ago, she was not that person. She wasn't thinking like that. She would have given in to what her body was saying or her mind, whatever the situation, she would have just given in. But now she's a new person, and she's honoring her past self because her past self helps her to celebrate her current self. Because had she not had the past person who she was, she would not have had anything to use as a benchmark to who she is now. So she honored her past self in order to appreciate her current self. And so that's what I want to encourage you all to do, guys. Honor your past. Honor your past. Honor your past self. And each day, just remember that every time you go to bed, the person that you are today is never going to be again. The person that you are tomorrow, that's your future self, you don't know what that person is going to be like. The person that you are now matters. But the person that you are now was based on what you were yesterday, or who you were yesterday and who you were months ago. And it's important to reflect upon that and honor your and not think about it in terms of negative. You could say, oh my God, that person was lazy. No, that person yesterday wasn't lazy. She just wasn't ready, or he just wasn't ready. But now you're in a different phase, and all we want to do is to take things to the next level, and the next level, and the next level. We're evolving, and it's important to remember that we are ever evolving beings. We are not what you see. This houses Tahili. This is not who I am. This is not who I am, and it's important to remember that. So I hope this perspective makes sense to you. I hope it resonates with you, and I want to remind you guys, listen, we are all unique, we are all valuable, and we all want to be a little more forgiving of ourselves and our past, and just recognizing that without your past, the person that you are today would not be possible. Use that to your advantage. It is not a setback, it is a setup for greater things. So maybe you're not where you want to be today. Maybe today you woke up and you didn't feel like you wanted to get out of bed, or that life is just not flowing the way that you want. Know that this is not a setback, this is a setup. Give it time. Give it time. A month ago, the mental state that I had to where I am now is completely different. Last month, I was just feeling like life was, I know, right? It's not just about COVID. I had a lot of emotional challenges that I was going through, a lot of physical challenges, and I was feeling quite alone. And, I was down. And now I look at myself and where I am now, a whole month later, when I think of it calendar date to calendar date, May the 16th to June the 16th, and I think, oh my gosh, wow, was I really thinking like that a month ago? What a difference a day makes. But make that day matter. Honor your past and honor your past selves, people, because you want to know something. It is setting you up for a greater person. Whoever you will be tomorrow is going to be brighter, sharper, fitter, more positive, more enlightened. But it all starts with honoring your past and honoring your past selves. So that's my thought for Tuesday. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to me and hear me out. And I hope it really makes a positive difference for you. And you know where to reach me. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, of course, my website, tahilisealy.com. And if you want to learn more about me and what I have to offer, you know how to find me. So thank you so much, my friends. I appreciate it. Om Shanti. Namaste.